Alright, this is such a first world problem, I know, but it's something I kind of want to talk about because it doesn't even make any sense. And like the more that I read into this, the more that I'm just wondering what the thought process was behind this, I guess. And this really shouldn't be anything new, because Twitter is one of these social media platforms that I feel like they have no idea what they're doing. They don't know how to run their own platform, right? I'm sure it's easier said than done, but it feels like a lot of the misses that they make are just common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just based in ration that pretty much anyone should be able to follow, right? And this is kind of one of those instances. So obviously Twitter has their verified system. You can get a check mark next to your name. It's actually a pretty important and fundamental feature on the platform because it allows people who have a following to actually differentiate themselves from other people so that people can't troll and make fake accounts or anything like that, right? I mean, if you get the verified badge next to your name, you're pretty much impossible to impersonate at that point, right? I know people were doing like the little emojis and whatever, right? Trying to, make it look like they had the verified badge. And that worked for like 3 days and then it doesn't work anymore now. It's just so indistinguishable. Like it's impossible to notice no verification badge next to someone's name. So, very important fundamental feature on the platform. But Twitter recently made some changes surrounding how they give out the verified badge and they made an update to their information on it, right? So, obviously, you have to be somewhat notable to get a verified badge, right? Like, you need to be, I don't know, like the head of state of somewhere. If you're like an ambassador of a country, some sort of elected official or something, right? I mean, if you're in government in any way, you're pretty much going to get a badge, right? Which is understandable because, like, they're some of the most important people in society. It's very important to, have that there to know that people are hearing directly from the source. That way someone doesn't come along and make a fake Trump account and be like, yeah, by the way, we're nuking North Korea tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And just causing, like, panic. So, also, companies, brands, and whatnot, right? Like, they're always up there, right? You always get the verified badge. If you're McDonald's, like, you're verified, you know what I'm saying? So, if you're news or like sports or you're like an actor or anything, like, yeah. But a big thing of contention has been how online influencers and YouTubers and streamers are kind of considered, right? And this is actually a bigger problem than you think. Like, you're probably watching this like, oh my god, Optimus is complaining that he can't get verified on Twitter, which, yeah, it sucks, right? Like, I'm not verified or anything crazy. It really isn't that big of a deal to me personally, but like, this can really become a widespread issue if Twitter does not fix this. So Twitter is pretty adamant about it being pretty hard for influencers and YouTubers to get verified on their platform. I mean, to a certain extent, it's kind of understandable because, like, most of us, we have no backing, right? It's pretty much just us, and that's it, right? Like, for me, I don't have any corporate backing. I don't have, an organization or anything that fronts for me or anything. I'm just myself. I make YouTube videos. I do my thing, right? Like that's me, okay? Optimus is me. This is my brand, okay? It's not based around an entire group or anything. So, it's understandable that Twitter is quite skeptical of creators. It's understandable why they would, probably think a little bit before they just hand out the verification badge to any YouTuber. But the issue is that YouTubers are prone to a situation, I guess. Influencers are prone to a situation, I guess, that basically a verified badge could fix. So, on Twitter, if you have a verification badge, basically your account is pretty safe, right? I mean, barring a widespread Bitcoin hack like what happened a few months ago, being verified on Twitter brings a lot of security because not only do you have basically a direct line to Twitter to talk to them about anything that's going on, like any issue that you're having with your account, and they'll pretty much fix it as quickly as they can because, like, you're a verified person or whatever, but it protects you from impersonation and also false flagging campaigns, okay? Now, this is where the issue really arises for YouTubers in particular, okay? There's a lot of creators out there, they make content that I would say is a little divisive, okay? They make content that maybe certain groups of people don't really agree with, right? That people, would like to see ridded from the internet, maybe. So what they can do to a non-verified account is they can basically lead these like large-scale campaigns to like falsely flag their content on their Twitter accounts and get them pretty much shut down. So let's say, Bob has a YouTube channel, he posts divisive content, and like 30 people decide, or it doesn't even have to be 30, like sometimes it can literally just be a single person, but someone or some group decides they don't like the videos or whatever, they don't like this person. A lot of the time what they'll do is they'll just like go and falsely flag a bunch of their tweets, right? Especially ones that have like copyrighted content, like if they, I don't know, posted a clip of them listening to a song in the background or like something like that, right? they'll go and just like falsely flag it repeatedly until it basically causes Twitter to look at this like, hey, there's like 40 reports for this account. And then Twitter takes action thinking, they're doing the best thing, right? Like they're taking care of someone being a problem, when in reality, they kind of got jebaited, right? They kind of got trolled. They got their chain yanked into taking this person off the platform. Sometimes this results in people being reinstated if there's like enough noise made about it, but not often enough. And this really becomes a problem because a lot of YouTubers use Twitter very frequently. Like, I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, dude, don't turn on my notifications for Twitter, okay? Turn them on for YouTube. Do not turn them on for Twitter. I tweet like literally 100 times a day, okay? Like, it's a terrible idea, but I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like, I use Twitter a lot. It's a huge part of my channel and the brand and identity around it. I mean, I have what? Like 82,000 followers, right? I mean, that's a pretty good amount of followers on Twitter. I'm always posting my videos over there. I'm talking about new video ideas and other things, right? So like, it's a huge part of the channel, And it's the same for a lot of other creators. Twitter has become just pretty much integral for anyone creating content online, it seems like. And if it's that easy to hit accounts that are non-verified, and YouTubers are having a harder time getting verified because of the way that Twitter's viewing content creators on the internet and stuff like that, that's not a good thing. That's a bad idea, and it's one that Twitter needs to reverse immediately. So while this is actually kind of a major issue for YouTubers, it's probably not going to be a huge deal to those of you who don't create content, which is kind of worrisome, right? Because if people don't say something about this, this will very easily lead to issues down the road. And it's not like this is anything new. This has been going on for a long time. This has happened in the past. And we really don't want to see this go down this route, right? Like, we don't want to see YouTubers getting harassed because people don't like them. Keep in mind, this barely ever, if ever, happens to a verified account. I mean, if you're a verified account and someone tries to mass flag tweets, Twitter's going to look at that and be way more lenient. They probably wouldn't even really do anything. Like, they would probably either just ignore it or talk to the person directly to see, like, what's going on. Like, hey, why is everyone mass reporting your account? And then in that case, they can say something, right? They can communicate with Twitter. That's the real divisive issue. Non-verified accounts pretty much have no contact with Twitter. I mean, it's non-existent. And when problems like this arise, that's terrible, right? Which is why creators need an easier access to getting verified. Now, there is something that you can do about this. I'm going to link in the pinned comment. Basically, it's a feedback survey from Twitter themselves, okay? That, they ask a bunch of questions about this new verification process. They talk about it a little bit. It would be great if you guys could go fill out that survey and tell them, that we need more internet creators allowing verification. There needs to be an easier path for people to get verification. That way they're not getting their brands fucked up by someone online who just does not like them. So there is, I guess, a road of opportunity here to get this issue fixed. If it does, I have no idea yet. I can't tell you. But if the opportunity's there, I think it's good that people actually take it to try and make some change here. Because in all reality, man, like, you look at YouTube and you look at all the problems here, right? I really don't want every social media that I'm using to be that kind of problem. You know what I'm saying? The thing about Twitter, right, is it's such a good escape sometimes, right? Because, like, you can just go on there. And if you're like me, you just go on there and shitpost. You just go on there and troll. You say stupid things and make people mad or laugh, right? That's the fun in it, right? But if I have to constantly worry if my account's going to disappear and stupid things like that, right, it makes the experience worse. So obviously I'm not forcing you to sign any of this or to go through this survey or whatever, but I mean, if you do think that creators should be a little bit more protected by social media, I think that it would be a very good thing. Twitter shouldn't have even really had to make this an issue in the first place. I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking. It wasn't a good idea not allowing, and the thing is like, internet influencers are already to a point in terms of popularity, right, that it's like, they are the next celebrity, right? I mean, when you look at someone like PewDiePie, he's larger than most celebrities in terms of like impact and influence and whatnot, right? It's not even close. So it's like, we're getting to this point where people online are actually becoming something, and they need to be addressed as that, instead of having to hope and pray that Twitter handles any situation that comes their way, instead of giving them an easier way to defend themselves. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, not verified on Twitter, and signing out.